Oh my God! I never thought I'd be back doing this again. I knew we were going to get losses this season, but damn! I didn't think I'd be doing this nonsense again. All right, Coach Real's not coming to the podium. He's just furious. He's furious. He don't want to talk to the media. I'm not going to make him talk. So instead, Keeping It Real is going to do the recap this week. Guys, I'm so tired of this team doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. It don't matter what we change. They still find a way to lose in the exact same fashion. How does this team manage to do it? You can change up everything, but at the core, the Ravens are the Ravens, and they find a way to lose in the most heartbreaking fashion. This game, the Ravens showcase who they are when it comes to playing at home. I don't know if it's some sort of curse, maybe because of Art Modell moving the team to Baltimore. I don't know what it is. We might low-key be cursed because we always put up our worst performances at home. We're a better road team than home team, both in the regular season and in the playoffs, especially over the last decade. We can't win at home. We have to go on the road because we keep sucking at home. We keep suffering humiliating, heartbreaking losses in our building, in front of our fans. How are you worse at home than on... How are you worse in your own building? Lamar Jackson, his stats are better on the road than in our own house. And this isn't even the thing that started with Lamar. This was happening with Flacco too. For some reason, we can't win at home consistently. And some of the brutal losses we've suffered in franchise history has happened in front of our fans. How? How does this keep happening? I personally don't give a damn about the game today. But the Ravens, like they always manage to do, they managed to allow history to happen on their head once again. No kicker has made 4 consecutive 50-plus yard field goals back to back to back to back. We just allowed the Colts to do that, and they hit the most important field goal in overtime to win. We had ample opportunities to win that game. I don't give a damn that they didn't call those 2 penalties. You had ample opportunities to win this game. Your defense was doing everything in their power to give you this game. They were literally shutting down the Colts in key situations. And the offense didn't do a damn thing. Each and every one of them, and that includes Lamar, each and every one of them, hang your head in shame because you disappointed your defense today. You did not do a great job in protecting home field. That defense was playing lockdown in the second half. They were doing everything in their power to give us that game. They were saying defense. The defense was like, offense, here, we're stopping them. Safety, here, just end the game. And then you find a way to mess up. All right, we're not going to give up a touchdown. Field goal, tie game, we still give you time to go down the field. We get a chance, Tucker misses the field goal, it happens. Overtime, 3 and out, get him out of here. You get the return from Duvernay, he gets you 2. He gets you right 2. Colts territory. And Lamar and the offense can't do anything. Defense gets back on the field, stops him on 4th down. Great field position again. And the offense and Lamar Jackson can't do anything. I mean, what? You have Lamar Jackson out there with Zay Flowers and Nelson Aguilar and Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews, and you can't pick up a first down? It's the same story with the Ravens, man. It's the same story. And this is why I keep telling you guys every year, they're not a contending team. Stop pretending they are. You do not become a contending team until the end of the year after you've proven yourself. What has this team proven in the last several years? Go look at it. What have they proven in the last several years that makes you believe they're a contending team? You can look at the roster all you want. And yeah, you can bring up the injuries. This team's always going to be injured. We had injuries in this game too. That's not going to change as the weeks go on. This team has been injury prone for the last 3+ years. You think that's all of a sudden going to change now? Injuries are always going to be part of it. There'll be guys that are on the line right now. Unfortunately, we don't want it to happen. But there's guys down the road, they're going to get hurt. And then the guys that are dealing with injuries right now, they may come back and get hurt again. That's just how things have been going for Baltimore. We've been one of the most injured teams in football. There's nothing you can change about that. So you just have to deal with it. But, man, I'm so disappointed in this team, man. You find a way to continue to lose in the same heartbreaking fashion on your home field. Why can't this team win at home? And this right here. This game is a perfect example as to why I personally do not want this team. Low-key, I don't want them to win the division. Obviously, you want to win the division to secure a playoff spot. But I am deathly afraid of this team having to play at home for the playoffs. Because we're not a good home playoff team. We're not a good home team in general. For some reason, we can't win at home. Why would I would rather have them go on the road. Because I know on the road they can win. This team on the road has showcased they can win playoff games. At home, nah. I don't trust this team. I don't trust this team. And it's games like this that make me not trust them. And of course, you can bring up the refs if you want, even though you should have been in this position in the first place if you don't have those 2 fumbles. You can bring up the fact that we're missing 7 starters. Fine, go ahead. Feel free to bring it up. At the end of the day, you're going to miss guys. And the guys you had out there should have been more than enough. You had ample opportunities to win this game. And you sat back and you blundered on every single one of those opportunities offensively. I'm not holding a damn thing on the defense. This dude, Kyle Hamilton, had the best game of his career. He had 3 sacks, a fumble, like 12, he had like 8 tackles. He was balling. He kept us in the game. Roquan Smith, balling. Patrick Queen, balling. Defense just swarming. Making clutch stop after clutch stop in key situations. And the offense turned into dirt water. Nobody can catch the football. Lamar's getting blitzed every 2 seconds. Lamar coming up with that one boneheaded play. Everyone in the offense should be embarrassed by how they performed today. You guys let your defense down bad. If the defense is going to play like that, there's no reason for you to be losing to this team. And the funny part about it is I said that Gardner Minshew was a bigger threat to the Ravens than Anthony Richardson. Turns out I was right. But at the same time, I feel like I wasn't completely right. Because the biggest threat to the Ravens defense was actually the Ravens offense today. Because the Ravens offense couldn't get out of their own way. You start off early on, opening drive, you go down the field. Lamar Jackson's perfect from the field, passing. And he takes it in for a rushing touchdown. Everything's looking great. Defense makes another stop, and it looks like it's going to be smooth sailing. But knowing how the Ravens are, it's never smooth sailing. That first fumble happens because Kenyon Drake forgets how to hold on to a football, and it went all downhill from there. Lamar ends up fumbling the ball. They got to punt it. Things are just looking worse. Everything's getting terrible. Nobody's in sync. The offensive line looks like a mess. They can't block. Lamar's running for his life. He's looking for receivers. Sometimes he gets them. Sometimes he don't. Sometimes he's making a boneheaded play. I don't know what else to tell you. The offense is a mess. Meanwhile, the defense is keeping them in this game. The defense is literally keeping them in this game. We should have lost in regulation. We honestly should have lost in regulation. Because this dude, Gardner Minshew, he steps out of bounds. We get a safety. And the way they handled that, I'm not even blaming Zay Flowers. Anyone that wants to look and blame Zay Flowers, no. Blame the person who made the decision to put Zay Flowers out there. Why was Duvernay not back there? Duvernay is your premier returner. He's one of the best returners in football. He's going to know not to call a fair catch in that situation. But you put Zay Flowers out there, why? Just questionable coaching for the 15 millionth time because we always have to question the coaching for Baltimore. Poor execution offensively because we're used to that. And the defense coming out here with a masterclass performance in the clutch just to have it wasted. You have an amazing performance by Kyle Hamilton. Wasted because the offense wants to play like garbage. I'm tired, bro. It's week 3 and I'm already tired. More injuries keep piling up because Geno Stone got hurt. Bateman wasn't in the game late. I think he might have been nicked up. So that happened. Morgan Moses also got banged up a little bit. It's like the injuries keep on piling. The Ravens keep on choking. Mistakes keep on happening. And the same thing's happening for the Ravens, bro. You expect me to sit back and say this is a contending team. Why? Because we got a new offensive coordinator, new weapons? Bro, it's still the Ravens, man. It's still the Ravens. They still find ways to lose at home. I just... And obviously, the season isn't over. There's plenty of time to change things up. And by the end of the season, we could be sitting here saying they're a contending team. But I'm not looking towards the end of the season. I can only assess what I see now. And right now, I see an inconsistent football team that's not much different than the other previous years. You got a shiny new offensive coordinator. You got new weapons. But everything's still the same. I just... I'm just tired, man. You just get tired of it. It's the same old story with the Ravens. They can't win at home consistently. They constantly underlook their opponent. An opponent that everyone's expecting them to thoroughly beat, they overlook their opponent. Again, they fail to perform at home. They, in fact, play worse at home than on the road because apparently they can't play in their own home turf. It's the same old story with the Ravens, and I'm sick and tired of the nonsense. See, these are the type of games, it's the type of moments that people sit back and look at John Harbaugh and question whether or not he should be the guy here moving forward. Because some of the decision-making here, again, that Zay Flowers situation, I'm looking at it. I got to look at Harbaugh. I'm assuming he made that call. Why was Zay Flowers back there? I have no idea. I don't have an idea as to why he was back there, man. I'm just tired, guys. I'm tired of the nonsense, bro. I'm really just tired of the same old story with the Ravens. It's just like they don't learn their lesson. They don't learn their lesson. They just never learn their lesson. They continue to play the same way no matter who we bring in. Don't matter what talent you bring in. Don't matter what offensive coordinator you bring in. They still find a way to play this same way at home. Trust me, I expect the Ravens to bounce back and have a great performance against Cleveland next week. They probably will. In fact, I'm actually relieved that Baltimore will not be playing in their stadium for the next month. The next 3 games are on the road, at Cleveland, at Pittsburgh, and then we're in London for week 6. I'm fine with that. We don't come back to Baltimore until week 7. So I actually have more faith and belief that we could come back at, let's say, what are we, 2-1 now? We can end up coming back to Baltimore 5-1. I really have optimism that we can do that. Why? Because when we're on the road, we actually look competent offensively. It's like they'd rather play on the road than be in their own building. I've noticed that. We've suffered so many bad losses, regular season or postseason. We've suffered so many bad losses in our building. We play so much better. Some of the greatest games that have ever been played in Ravens franchise history have been on the road. We're not a home team. We're not. And I'm tired of watching these guys embarrass themselves in front of our fans. It's getting sickening. And it's not even just the defense doing that, because the defense showed up. A lot of times the defense shows up in these moments and it's the offense embarrassing. But at the same time, there's moments where the defense just has a collapse, and just like that, we lose. I.e. 2017, 4th and 12 against Cincinnati. It is what it is, guys. I'm just so tired. I'm so tired of watching the team perform the same way in these situations. Like, what has changed with the Ravens? What has changed? You've made a change with an offensive coordinator, and it's going to take time. Obviously. You've added more talent. Cool. Despite all this, y'all still find a way to play the same way at home. Like, if you look at the Ravens offense at home and you look at them on the road, it's night and day. Like, what happens to these guys in their building? Can they not play in that building? I don't know, man. I don't know. People talk about Lamar carrying, and he did in the run game. He carried. He was okay in the passing game. But even he made a lot of mistakes in this game. Again, the fumble, couldn't hold on to the football. Taking that sack late in the game when you're trying to go down the field for a game-winning field goal. Lamar made some boneheaded plays in this game. He still carried, but he made some boneheaded plays. And again, as the quarterback of this team, I got to put a good chunk of the blame on him. I blame him for this loss. I blame the offensive line 100% for this loss because they were garbage today. I blame some of the receivers that couldn't hold on to the football, especially Isaiah Likely when it's right here. I blame you for the loss. But most importantly, I blame coaching for the loss. Because again, if Zay Flowers is not in that situation, and it's Devin Duvernay instead, Devin Duvernay is not calling a fair catch there. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating watching these changes happen, yet seeing the Ravens play the exact same way and nothing's going to change. How am I supposed to have belief and confidence that this team can win the Super Bowl when they still continue to make the same old mistakes they've been making for years now? How am I supposed to trust you when you keep doing the same thing over and over again? It's literally the definition of insanity. You keep making the same mistakes over and over again. You had a chance to recover a fumble before the half. One of the players tried to scoop and score it, couldn't get it. Another Ravens defender had a chance to cradle it, he doesn't, and all of a sudden that ball goes out of bounds. So there goes an opportunity to potentially be up, either tied at 10 apiece or whatever the score was, or potentially be up heading into halftime. I mean, I just don't know, man. I just don't know. The Ravens continue to play the exact same way. They continue to be coached the exact same way, and we continue to see embarrassing losses at home in the exact same way. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? What am I supposed to do with this? And again, there'll probably be people saying I'm overreacting. It's week 3. Give them time. And I'm not saying that they don't deserve time. Obviously, I am. I'm going to give them the time. Like I said, we still have plenty of games left. And I honestly believe they could potentially come back to M&T Bank Stadium with a 5-1 record. But that's not the point. People want to watch these guys play at home in the playoffs. We want to win the division. And to win the division means you automatically get a home playoff game. With the way these guys play at home, do you want to see these guys in a playoffs game at home so they can embarrass themselves again? The last home playoff game we had, we embarrassed ourselves against the Titans. Nothing can go right. I don't want to watch these guys at home. Like, of course, I would love to go up to the stadium and watch them in a playoff game, but at this point, I'm at the stage where I'm like, let them just go on the road, because for some reason they can be competent as an offense on the road, but at home, they're garbage. I don't know what it is. And this isn't even just a Lamar thing. This is a Ravens thing. The Ravens have showcased this. Some of the toughest losses we've had have been in our own stadium. And it's crazy to think. It's crazy to think, especially over the last decade, man. So many painful losses have happened in our building. What do I do with that? Please, somebody tell me what I do with that. I'm tired of this, man. I'm tired. I'm tired of the same old stories, bro. I'm tired. And I'm not here to call for anybody's job, at least not yet. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be one of the people that says Harbaugh's got to go, Todd Monk is not stepping up. I'm not going to do that in week 3. But I'm just going to point out that things have changed in terms of personnel and coaching, yet the Ravens still find ways to lose at home the exact same way, in a heartbreaking, embarrassing fashion. You got to look at the head coach. You really got to look at the head coach and wonder, what's going on with this team? Why can't you win at home? Why is it that when you're at home in meaningful games, your offense plays bad? Why is it that when you're at home and you have an opportunity to really go up big, you turn the ball over and make mistakes? Why is it at home you're undisciplined at time? Why does this keep happening year in and year out? There's one constant when all this has been happening, and it's John Harbaugh. I feel that if this team doesn't live up to the potential that they have and the potential that they show in terms of talent, if they don't live up to that, we got to really look at John Harbaugh and say, what happens with him? I'm serious. It's week 3. Nobody's job needs to be called for, so I think everyone's job is safe. I don't think we're looking to be like, oh, this guy's got to go and that guy's got to go. Some people may overreact to say, time to fire this dude or fire that dude. I'm not here to say that. Nobody's job right now, the coaching staff, is on the line. But questions have to be brought up as to how this team continues to make mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake and continue to play the exact same way at home. And they continue to suffer these heartbreaking losses at home when they have several opportunities to win the game. How does something like this continue to happen over and over and over and over again, year in and year out? At what point do we sit back and say, we got to reassess this whole situation and kind of see if we have to make a major change, this huge aspect of this franchise? I'm just saying, because you can't continue to lose like this. You understand we have harder games than the Colts. And again, it's any given Sunday. Just because you play like this against the Colts doesn't mean you're going to play like that against a contending team. I understand that, but some of these tough opponents we got to deal with are coming to the bank. And I don't trust in the Ravens right now to be able to consistently beat these teams at home, because they continue to show me why I shouldn't trust them at home. If they're on the road, got it. At home, no. And the sad part is they were the favorites. So maybe Baltimore just can't be favored. You cannot have them as the favorite in a game because all of a sudden they're going to play like garbage. When they're the underdogs, they play well. When they're the favorites, they blow it. I don't know. I don't know. I got nothing left to say, guys. It's the same old nonsense from the Ravens. We are all sick and tired of it. We just hope that would change, but it's the same old thing, man. It's just you get sick of it, bro. Anyway, guys, it's been a long day. I haven't eaten anything the whole day, and I had to sit there and watch that embarrassing display of football being played at M&T Bank Stadium. Ravens are 2-1. I personally do not care. I just do not care because it's the Ravens, and they find a way to play the exact same way and lose the exact same way at home because that's just what the Ravens do. Nothing different. It's all the same with the Ravens, and we've all gotten tired of it. That's probably why people want some serious changes in the coaching staff, but I'm not here to call anyone's job out right now. I'll leave it to other people to do that. They want to do that in week 3. But yeah, that's all I got, man. That's all I got. I'm out of here. Peace.